Imagine a life where every day feels like a battle against the same frustrations, the same ceilings, the same unyielding cycles. If this sounds familiar, it's not bad luck holding you back, it's your standards. The world doesn't hand you what you dream of, it delivers what you're willing to accept. Your standards are the invisible line in the sand that defines your thoughts, your actions, and the company you keep. Raise that line and you'll transform your results, your relationships, your entire reality. Today, I'm here to ignite a fire in you, a fire to demand more from yourself, to refuse mediocrity, and to live with a code that shapes a life of purpose. Let's dive into how elevating your standards can redefine who you are and what you achieve. Your standards shape your destiny.
Your life right now isn't a product of chance. It's a mirror of what you tolerate. If you accept average effort, average results will follow. Not because you're destined for less, but because you've stopped demanding more. A standard is your declaration of identity. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. When you elevate it, your life shifts to reflect that choice, but let it slip. Excuse poor habits, delay your goals, or surround yourself with negativity, and your world will bend to that lower bar. Picture two men starting their day. One rises at dawn, sharpens his focus, and writes 3 goals he'll conquer. He moves with purpose, not because someone's watching, but because that's his code. The other stumbles out of bed late, reacting to the day's chaos, unprepared. Who do you think walks taller? Who commands the room? The difference isn't talent or luck, it's standards. So, ask yourself, what am I tolerating that's holding me back? What habits, people, or excuses need to go? Declare today, no more. Set a new standard and watch your life rise to meet it. Identity over emotion. Motivation is a fickle friend. It ebbs and flows like the tide. Waiting for it is like waiting for perfect weather to start a journey. The most successful people don't rely on feeling inspired. They rely on identity. They decide who they are and act accordingly, even when the spark isn't there. A man who lives by standards becomes a storm of his own making, unshaken by emotional weather. Think of a carpenter who sharpens his tools every morning, not because he's told to, but because he knows dull blades build crooked houses. His work isn't driven by fleeting passion, it's anchored in a code. What's your code? If I shadowed you for a week, what would your actions reveal? Start with one unshakable standard. I don't quit, or I keep my word. Let it become your armor. Build it through small, repeated promises to yourself, straightening your spine when it's easier to slump, showing up when it's tempting to hide. Your identity isn't what you feel, it's what you do when no one's watching. Raise the floor, not just the ceiling. We're obsessed with chasing big goals, the ceiling of our ambitions, but the real secret lies in raising your floor, the lowest behavior you'll accept from yourself. Excellence isn't about your best days, it's about your worst. A man whose worst day is still purposeful, still aligned with his code, outshines others even on their peak. Imagine a soldier who polishes his boots after a grueling march. He doesn't say, I'm too tired. He says, this is my standard. What does your worst day look like? If you collapse into laziness or excuses, that's your floor. Raise it. Make your fallback reflection, not retreat. Make it preparation, not procrastination. If you lift your floor by 20%, your life could transform by 200%. Refuse to spiral. Let even your stumbles carry strength. Your floor is the silent architect of your destiny. Build it with care. Standards attract the right allies. A man of standards is a beacon, not because he seeks attention, but because he refuses to dim his light. He doesn't chase validation. He builds value. His presence sends a signal. This is who I am. This is what I allow. The weak may call it arrogance, but the wise see it as alignment. When you raise your standards, you attract those who share your vision and repel those who drag you down.
Think of a ship's captain. Would he let careless men board his vessel, risking the mission? No. He chooses his crew by principle, not popularity. Who's in your circle? Who lifts you higher? And who pulls you back? Your standards are a filter. Use them to rebuild your world. Refuse to tolerate mediocrity or bad company. Speak truth, even when it costs you comfort. A man who holds his ground doesn't beg for respect. He commands it without a word. Live by principle, and the right allies will find you. Courage to rise above. Comfort. Comfort is a liar. It whispers, rest now, you've earned it, while quietly stealing your edge. Pain is temporary, but standards are eternal. Most wait for hardship to prepare, but when the storm hits, they crumble. The man who thrives in chaos decided long ago who he'd be. He expects the test and welcomes it, not out of recklessness, but readiness.
Picture a blacksmith forging a blade. Sparks fly, the hammer's heavy, the iron resists, but he doesn't stop. Why? Because the blade is worth it. What dream are you delaying because it demands too much? Be honest. That goal you keep pushing to someday, what if you decided today, no matter what, I don't break? That choice becomes your vault, guarding your grit and greatness. Comfort fades, character echoes through time. Choose character. Build something the seasons can't destroy. Live your standards. Loudly, standards aren't private promises tucked away in journals. They must be lived boldly. A man of conviction wears his principles like armor, letting them speak louder than words. His consistency is his sermon, his actions his argument. When you live your code visibly, you don't need to convince others of your strength. They feel it.
Imagine a teacher entering a classroom, his presence commanding respect without a shout. His polished shoes, crisp shirt, and purposeful stride quiet the room. His standard walks ahead of him, lifting everyone in his orbit. What would change if your standards were so clear, so undeniable, that others rose to meet them? Your workplace, your family, your friendships, how would they shift if your integrity was a felt presence? Don't hide your values. Let your habits preach your philosophy. Live loudly, not through noise, but through alignment. Decide before the storm. When pressure hits, it's too late to define your character. The man who hesitates in the moment, surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you to grow, ensures a circle that supports your highest potential. Cut ties with those who reinforce weakness and align with those who call you to strength. Your standards are a filter. Use them to curate your world. Consistency, the engine of greatness.
Greatness isn't a single moment of brilliance. It's the quiet, relentless repetition of discipline. The oak tree grows inch by inch, unseen by the world. The blacksmith forges a blade strike by strike. Your life transforms through consistent, small acts of courage. Show up daily, even when no one's watching. Each choice is a vote for the person you're becoming. A farmer waters his fields day after day, despite no immediate sprouts. His neighbors mock him, but he's not working for applause. He's working for harvest. What are your habits building? Excellence or excuses? Start small, but start. Repeat until it's who you are. Consistency doesn't just change what you do, it changes what you believe about yourself. That's the engine of transformation. Standards turn dreams into reality. A dream without a standard is a fantasy, drifting without direction. But a vision anchored to a code becomes a plan. Standards shape how you speak, work, and rise from failure. They hold your brush steady, turning vague ambition into measurable progress. Picture an architect sketching a cathedral. Without precise measurements, it's just ink on paper. With standards, it becomes a structure for generations. What kind of person builds the future you want? What habits, attitude, and integrity does that version of you carry? Your dreams can't outgrow your character. Set a standard that sharpens your mind and strengthens your heart. Live it daily, and your vision will stand before you. Solid, earned, real. Your life is your sermon.
Your words may be heard once, but your life speaks forever. In a world of noise, your example cuts through. People don't follow lectures. They follow leadership. A stonecutter labors alone, his chisel singing of greatness. His discipline draws awe without a shout. Your standards, lived consistently, become a lighthouse for others. You don't need a stage to lead, just a code you embody with quiet power. What sermon does your life preach? If your actions were the only message someone heard, what would they believe? Raise your standard, live it boldly, and let it transform the world around you. Your discipline is your loudest testimony. Prepare for greatness.
Excellence doesn't wait for you to catch up. It rewards the prepared. A violinist practices in obscurity, fingers bleeding until the stage calls. His readiness flows when the spotlight hits. Preparation is your down payment on success. Train like the opportunity is already here. What area of your life have you left to chance? Start today. Read with focus. Work with intention. Be ready. Stay ready. Because when the door opens, only the prepared will rise. Let go to rise. Elevation demands elimination. You can't climb while clutching old habits, excuses, or relationships that pull you back. A mountain climber doesn't pack for the valley. He travels light. What must you release to reach your summit? Prune what doesn't serve your future. Growth isn't just adding, it's subtracting. Let go of what chains you to a smaller self and move lighter, faster, with vision. Your environment reflects your standards.
Your space isn't just a backdrop, it's a declaration. A cluttered desk or chaotic schedule screams apathy. A clear, intentional environment whispers rise. Imagine a statesman's study. Books aligned, notes prepared, no distractions. It commands trust before a word is spoken. What does your space say about your seriousness? Clear the clutter, surround yourself with tools of inspiration, and let your environment sharpen your soul. Standards. Build self-respect. Every broken promise to yourself chips away at your inner strength. Self-respect isn't built on praise. It's forged in silent, consistent choices. A builder sets each stone with care, not for applause, but for integrity. Where have you betrayed your own standards? Reclaim them without apology. Live as the man you trust in the mirror. Earn your own respect, and the world will follow. Teach the world how to treat you. Your standards are a guide for others. If you tolerate disrespect, you permit it. If you honor your time, others will too. A craftsman's flawless work teaches clients to bring their best. Your life is always teaching, through example, not lectures. Where have you let boundaries blur? Raise them, live them. Let your presence demand excellence, and the world will adjust. Standards forged in solitude, proven in pressure. In quiet moments, you carve your code. In storms, you prove it. A general studies the terrain in silence, ready for battle. Use solitude to forge your values. Decide who you are before the arrows fly. Where are you gambling on crisis to shape you? Set your standard in stillness, and when chaos comes, you'll stand unshaken, revealing the strength built when no one was watching. Standards build a legacy. Your choices ripple beyond your years. A craftsman's worn tools become tradition, his discipline a legend. Your standards shape not just your life, but the lives of those watching, children, colleagues, strangers. What habits are you passing down? Live clearly, lead consistently, and your name will mean more than biology. It will mean purpose, honor, strength. Don't chase fame. Build meaning that outlives you. Your standards are your worship. Every man worships something. Your standards reveal what you hold sacred. A monk sweeps the floor as prayer, every act a devotion. Your routines declare your altar, excellence or apathy, purpose or pleasure. What do your habits exalt? Build a standard that makes your life a temple, every deed a prayer. Live with reverence, and your presence will call others to rise. Stand unshakable. In a world chasing speed and applause, the man who holds his standard is a torch in the dark. He doesn't bend for comfort or barter truth for likes. History remembers the faithful, those who stood firm when it cost them. Be the judge who chooses justice, the soldier true to his oath, the builder loyal to the blueprint. You won't be the loudest, but you'll be unforgettable. Don't lower your standard to meet the world. Let the world rise to meet you. Your life is your sermon. Live it with such integrity that it becomes the example others follow. Stand, build, rise, and let your standard shape a legacy that echoes through time.